Welcome
Gonna have my
back.
my sippy cup.
Just got back.
See the girls in the club, they getting wild for me. And all the pretty chicks all wanna smile at me. These rap cats, man, they all got this style from me.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Welcome back. Fuck It Up Fridays,
Let's go.
first episode of the year 2022.
Yes, baby.
Woo! It's great to be back. It's great to be back. This is where we do our best work. So, man, it's amazing to be back. First episode. We continue to answering questions that you guys have that have been left over from last year, and a few new little segments and stuff in there, man. But how does it feel to be back, my guy?
Man, honestly, I'm so excited. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless on this. I'm really, really excited. It's been too long. I mean, it's been, 2-3 weeks now that
Yeah.
we haven't done one, man. It's
100%.
It's good to be back on here talking to you guys, just sharing our thoughts, and welcome back. Fuck It Up Fridays, man. 2022. It's all good. It's all good, man. Share with us what's been going on so far with you.
Yeah, so...
Couple of little goals. Can you share with us what your little goals are for this year, man? Just a couple, just two.
Yeah, so 2 goals for that third is consistency every week. So obviously a new show has just been added. So when this comes out, it would have been released on tomorrow, which is Monday. It's called Made by Mondays. It's a great way to start the week to achieve your fitness goal for the week. So I really want to dive deep into that. So that's going to be a little mini episode just to really get you in the mindset for the week, to really set you up for success. So if you haven't seen that already, go check it out.
Check it out.
It's a little something that I call the triangle of building the best body. And if you go check that out, it's a little concept that I think about every day. It's a little triangle.
Ooh,
a
that
little
sounds
triangle.
Interesting. I'm intrigued. I can't wait.
It's very good. So check that out. It's taken me from obviously not really having muscle mass, losing muscle mass through injury, and now to where I am, having a decent amount of muscle, and obviously
Let's
still
go.
lean
He's
as well.
looking
So
good.
we're getting the best shape of 2022, baby. Come on. Don't play with me like that. So, go check that out. You'll definitely find value from that. I will go into more depth and stuff with training, nutrition, and sleep. So, I'm looking forward to that. So, that's goal number 1, and that's going to be all year consistency.
Getting some content out there consistently.
And the second guess is obviously get some guests on here. For sure. Starting to line up some That Fit podcast guests, which are coming along. But yeah, really push this one forward as well, because I think this is where we get our best engagement so far. So, and people find it fun, they find it valuable as well, and that's the most important, is that you guys get something from it. Even though we may, have a little fun, little sip, little
I've
drip,
had a
drip.
few too many.
You know what I mean?
That's why I'm so
we
quiet
want
over
to provide
here.
as much value as we can, because it's important. It's important to have these conversations. It's important to understand these concepts, understand these questions in depth, to really help you guys find the best for yourself and in terms of your life and lifestyle. So
It's just a little bit of light conversation, you know what I mean? Like when people ask these questions, it's just really good to hear other people's sides of the story sometimes, like a lot of the time when I'm going through something, I find that the universe somehow puts something in there to like give me a different perspective.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all you need, man. That's why people have like, counselors and, therapists and things like that, because they go there and the therapist is like a totally non-biased opinion, and they give you that perspective that you never, sometimes it's really hard to swallow, like
it is, man.
truth.
Swallow your pride. And we talked about the other day, it is hard to be
100%.
vulnerable and swallow your pride.
Exactly. So
And just on that, I just want to, especially that perspective. So I rang my mate back in New Zealand, and I FaceTimed him when I was just out, chilling by the pool, getting sunburned.
yeah,
I forgot to put
You
some.
guys should see this guy underneath.
Don't make me
this
take
shit.
my shirt off.
He looks like a lobster.
Yeah, and I'm chocolate. I'm caramel too, so I shouldn't be getting sunburned. But anyway, I was on FaceTime, and I just want a quick shout out to Mason. He told me a little story about they were up on holiday, and a friend of theirs went through a crazy loss and found out that day, and he packed all their bags, put it in the car, and got her home safely to her family, who are obviously grieving a loss. So thoughts with them, but good on you, bro. Way to obviously cut a holiday short and get her safe home to her family, which is devastating. So shout out to you, man. You did a great thing, and obviously we talk about all the time. If you can do it, do it.
Of course, definitely. I said that to you, I think, yesterday or the day before, It's actually, I'm a bit of a nerd for like Marvel, but it's actually a Marvel quote from Spider-Man that says like, if you can do the things that you can do and then you don't, and then something bad happens, it's sort of your fault, you know? And it's like, you know, I relate to that on so many levels.
And you embed it, man. I've never met someone that really goes beyond to do shit for people as well, bro. So I'm fucking proud of you for that.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. It's more just understanding it, you know, and just having that as one of your values. Remember, we were talking about values a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Couldn't really pinpoint any of them, and as I said, like they just keep changing and they keep evolving and adapting. So it's a really, really cool thing. But yeah, man. So what else has been going on? How's training? How's training going?
Yeah, training's been amazing, and we've got a little segment here, but. Yeah, really, really in my vibe with training right now, and I get that feeling of really starting to crank it up slowly. So the next 12 weeks.
Real quick, what's the goal for you? You running like
build again? Build again.
Yeah. How many weeks?
12 weeks. 12 weeks. Yeah. So three different training blocks of 4 weeks. So we're gonna push hard for these first 12 and gain some weight. So. Yeah. I need to put some batteries in that scale so I can weigh myself. But yeah, we're going to really push hard again to really start the year with some momentum and get into training as well. So speaking of training, go to gym songs right now. That's
so important. So many people, we were talking about this before, it's like so many people have, I guess, a different aspect of what they think their, you know, gym music should sound like. For me, it's like really like focused, aggressive, like really get after it. Like I'm coming from the bottom, I'm making my way to the top type shit.
I came from the mud.
You know, I started from the bottom type shit. So it's like, yeah, like everyone has their different perspective on what that should be, man. Can you give us 3? I know you got something that you prepared earlier. Can you give us 3 of your tracks? And I guess a little bit of a reason as to why they're
for sure
they're your go-to.
So
right
most
now.
Like there's obviously very very diverse amount of music that I do listen to, but these are sort of the ones that have been popping for me.
Well, right now, if you're gonna go to the gym tomorrow morning, what are you gonna go to? What are those ones?
So the first one will be by Meek Mill.
Let's go. The bro.
He dropped his latest album, Expensive Pain, towards the end of last year. And that really resonates with me. It's like expensive pain. It's like you're really spending time in the gym going through all that pain to really better yourself. So, it, you know, in a certain way.
That's a cool concept, actually. I've never really thought about that.
Yeah,
expensive pain.
The first one is called Hot.
I ain't even gonna lie, man. I've been on some shit lately. For real. I walk with a spot. I got what it takes to get to the top. The money I make, these niggas cannot compete. They know that I'm getting a lot. She give me the twat. Give me that. Hey. It come to that pussy, I'm getting a lot. I know she a thought to give her a shot.
Yeah, so that's number 1. I'm feeling that. That's what's hot at the moment for me. Meek Mill featuring Moneybagg Yo. Sort of depends what you're going through at the gym as well. Maybe you just had a heartbreak, so you might not be listening to that. You might be listening to The Weeknd.
That's half the reason that everyone gets in the gym these days.
Heartbreak season, man.
A man did me wrong.
It was cuffing season too, so maybe a few of you had just gone single over that Christmas holiday period.
Cuffing season's been good, man. Cuffing season's been great.
How was it for you?
It's been really good. Really good. Oh, shit. So, can't complain, bro.
The second one is 5,500 Degrees, because you know we're turning that shit up in the gym.
Who's this by?
It's by East G, Lil Baby, 42 Doug, and Rilo Rodriguez.
Holy fuck, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, you know. That's what she said.
What is that?
One of us can't fuck. I be at practice, I got real skills. None of this shit look, tell the owner, tell security chips. None of us getting
bros on the leg press, banging it.
I'm like, fine, I might come out and vibe, but one of y'all getting fucked. Gotta find this car, one of a kind, I don't slow down for much. I got 20 million cash now and still ain't near enough. I'm going too crazy. I'm the Wayne of this new generation, niggas.
Nice.
So that's the second one. You know I'm getting after it to that one.
100%.
For sure. And then the last one.
Gee me up right now.
Let's go to the gym, man. Come on. This is last one. You guys will like this one, but it's hot at the moment.
Yeah.
Try this shit and had these pussies dropping like some
outside,
motherfucking flies. Type of nigga that can't look me in the eyes. I despise when I see you better put that fucking pride
to the side.
Many times
many times.
I survived.
So yeah, that's my
Spoiler
top
alert.
3 that are running hot at the moment.
Love that. Love that. love
Hot
that.
by Meek Mill, Moneybag Yo,
Hey.
5500 Degrees, Lil Baby, 42 Doug, East G and Rallo Rodriguez. And then we got a little Drake Knife Talk because we killers, man.
100%. I like that.
That got
shit,
me
man.
so G'd up, man. Let us know what you guys are listening to at the moment. Chuck them in the comments. We really want to see what you guys listen to when you're getting after it at the gym.
I want to see the diversity of people's music, because
Yeah.
ours, I think ours are pretty similar in the sense. Like, I go through my days, man. Like, sometimes I'll be listening to just some hard dubstep. Like, I was listening
Yeah.
to Skrillex and stuff like that this morning, which brought back some memes as well as got me G'd up. But yeah, man, some of the stuff that I hear people listening to is great. But it's just
interesting,
It's
yeah.
very interesting to see people's different tastes. I guess. As I said, mine's just real aggressive. Get the fuck after type shit. Listen
Get out
to
of my
this.
way, man. I'm feeling invincible.
This is the first song off G-Eazy's latest album called "These Things Happen Too."
They do happen.
That equation mixed with success and raw talent. They talk about me, think
I went crazy, goddamn it! Woo! I really went crazy, goddamn it!
put a curtain, there's nothing left here to hide behind. I come with baggage, I'm complicated, you know my sign. Try fathoming what happens inside
Man,
my
I
mind.
always listen to that song first at the gym. It's yeah, man. I've got a playlist that I sort of just I run from the top to the bottom. Sometimes I'll shuffle it, but yeah, it's just got all of these songs. The second one,
Yeah.
here you go, CLB. Man, Drizzy Drake turned up on this one.
Yeah.
In the industry, my
Brothers been my brothers,
and
and
you niggas ain't no
Kidding
kidding
me
me.
a fact.
Whoa, yeah, you heard about me, you don't know me
More than that.
Yeah, I know I.
Hey, hey, hey.
No friends in the industry. My brothers been my brothers, man. You niggas ain't no kin to me a fact. Whoa, I was known for snapping when I chat before that.
Yeah, that goes hard,
Yeah,
man.
man, definitely. Yeah.
Whoa, there's a Ghostbuster in here. it's chaos in here. Whoa.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. The last one is again off CLB. As I said, that's just right now. But yeah, for me, it's more not necessarily the whole song, but it's more just this verse that G's me up like nothing, man. Listen to the words of this shit.
Sorry to tell you where I started. I don't know who love me, but I know that it ain't everybody. I can never love her, she a busybody. Baby, if you want me, can't be turning up with everybody. Nah, can't be fucking on just anybody. Yeah, I got feelings for you, that's the thing about it. Yeah, you know that it's something when I sing about it. Yeah, mama used to be on disability, but gave me this ability, and now she walking with her head high. Yeah, man.
They don't like that song.
I keep pressing buttons by accident. Sorry, folks. Sorry.
It's the button pusher.
Oh, no, damn, man. Yeah, but
Crazy.
that one there is that's a good one. I see
Fair
a lot
trade
of
for
people.
sure.
I think a lot of people love the line.
I've been
of that
losing
song.
friends and finding peace.
Exactly.
You see that a lot.
Exactly, 100%. A lot of people love that shit, man. But yeah, look. Speaking on gym, we were talking about this earlier. But what do you think? I'm gonna let you hit this one first, bro. What? Everyone's got a gym crush. I hope so. Unless your gym crush is your partner.
Yeah,
But
hope she's doing okay. I miss you, man.
when or what?
myself.
What's the best way to approach your gym crush, bro? Give us some advice. What do you think? What do you think? Because obviously there's that all you get from your gym crush is that silly eye contact, you know what I mean? Like you just stare at them from across the room in different mirrors and shit like that. But what do you think would be the best way to actually approach a chick that you want to talk to or want to get along with?
It's quite tough because a lot of girls find it weird when dudes come out to the gym, mate.
100%, yeah, definitely.
They're
Well,
very in their vibe. They're out there getting after it, taking care of their bodies. So, I'll give you a little situation.
all right.
May have happened recently, actually. Say I'm doing some squats,
Yeah.
I'm building those legs, building those chicken legs for sure. And she's doing hip thrusts. Hip thrusts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's got no
Where
bar
is this
pad.
going? I'm wondering
got
where
no-
the fuck this is going.
She's got no bar pad, right?
Oh, I've done this one.
She's got no bar pad. You feeling me?
Yeah.
So she's using these fucking mats that are like this thin She's getting those abrasions like on her hip dips.
No. I'm gonna be looking after that later. Can't have a bruise.
The funny thing is, she doesn't know that I've been doing hip thrusts either. So I'm gonna go get that bar pad and be like, hey, look, instead of using that,
let me look after you.
You're lifting a lot of weight here, and I find it sexy. Here, have this bar pad. See how this feels. Tell me if you're comfortable. If you're comfortable, just let me know.
Let's put a pillow under your stomach,
and then you're sweet. And then she's smiling at you while you're doing hip thrusts. She's like, oh man, I've made it.
Yeah, man.
That's something like that. There's so many different ways, but something like that.
That's great. I mean? That's great. I've actually, look, I didn't really plan it in that sense, but yeah, I saw someone doing some hip thrusts one time, and I went and gave her a little bit of a cushion as well, you know what I mean? But look, for me, I think it would just, I'm very similar to what you just said as far as like girls want to go and get after it, you know? So like for me, I'm exactly the same, man. When I'm at the gym, my headphones are on. You see the type of shit that I'm listening to. I'm not trying to like seduce anyone listening to G-Eazy talk about shit.
Man's angry.
100%. So I get on a buzz, but for me, it's beginning, walking in, and like before I start training and after, like, cause like I guess if you can sync. There's times where like it's just synced with, say someone who's been walking out of the gym or walking into the gym.
Yeah.
And like that's when I'll like, and I'm just old school, man. Walk up, start talking, all that sort of stuff.
Shit, you've been putting in work, girl. I can see. Thank you.
Man, honestly, I went up to someone like, I can't remember when, but I was just like, man, like it was the weirdest compliment I've ever given someone, but I was like, you have a really nice back. like I appreciate that work you've been putting in. Like I didn't say it as bluntly as that, but like along the lines of like you have like and she was like, wow, thank you. I've been really working on this, that. Like, man, I think
it's nice.
A nice back, a nice back is really, really sexy, man.
Yeah,
so
baby got back.
Get after it. Yes, but yeah, I think that's like. But what about that eye contact though? Like, because that's like with a lot of people. That's like the
Starts
only
there, right?
Only
like you look over and just looking like, whoa, hold on a minute.
But it's the weirdest.
Why are you looking at me like that? Is my technique out?
It's the weirdest thing because like when people are training, they're so focused. So like I feel like so many girls, like from my point of view, so many girls look like they got like a resting bitch face, and it's like don't fucking talk to me.
I like that. I'm like shit. I'm angry too, girl.
Gives me a challenge. Speaking of that, like, look, what would be your most, or what do you think the most attractive thing about a girl is, or like what do you look for? Like, what's the first thing you look for in a girl?
Naughty.
No, what does naughty look like? What the fuck?
That's the thing, man. It's not. It's up here. I'm about that brain, baby.
Excuse me, miss. Are you naughty?
Nah, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like, what do I look for? Because the thing is, you can only look for so much, right?
Yeah, of course. So as far as like meeting someone for the first time.
But first of all, the way she holds herself, very.
In what sense? Like very, like confidence.
Yeah, very confident. Like
head held high.
Yeah, head held high.
Shoulders back. Type thing. Yeah. Okay.
Little drink in her hand.
Yeah.
Maybe she's drinking water. Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Just the way she holds herself and how she treats others, man. That's the number one. Is like how she treats others around you. So if you observe and see how because you can see straight away how they treat others around you, how they're very like loving, are they very caring. It's like, hey, how are you? Look good, you look amazing. Well, then girls that would kind of stand there and be like,
that's a direct reflection of how they feel about themselves.
100%. So I observe that. I observe a lot. I'm like, how does she treat others? Because how she's going to treat them is exactly how she's going to treat me as well. So that's what I look for. But a naughty girl with hope, man. Naughty girl with hope. You know what I mean? Someone that's really wants the best out of life. And when you get to know someone like that, and you can just feel it, you're like, man, she really wants the best out of life. So yeah, just the way she holds herself. And how she treats others.
That was nice, man.
That's how I look.
You're fucking winning me over here. Damn, what?
Man, I've been trying for like 2 years now.
But nah, like, I think I'm very similar. But like for me, it's more, I don't know. There's a feeling that certain women give me that, as I mentioned before, like, not that I've said this, but everyone tells me that I'm a very dominant personality, especially in the role that I'm in. But like when someone can come to me and like from the get-go sort of like impose their dominance on me and like make me want to listen and follow their like not like to a T, but like, you know what I mean? Like
submissive.
Well, look, to be honest, like that's what it is. Like I know there's
100%.
There's this person, and yeah, she does exactly that. You know what I mean? And it's really interesting that for me, like you know how Ludacris once said, like "lady in the streets, but a freak in the
100%.
sheets." Like that's what I'm about. It's like someone who can really like carry themselves and be a boss, like you know when it counts, and then behind closed doors, like, you know, just let me in, let all your walls down, you know, and be that person that only I get to see. Like, I think there's something real special about like a person who can like, cause I think I'm that person. Like I carry myself very well out in public, I think. But then, you know, behind closed doors when, you know, if I'm in love, like when I'm in love, like I let it all go, you know what I mean?
100%.
So that's what makes it special. It's like, you know, when you can really, only that person can see that side of you, you know, and that's unique to you and that person. So yeah, I think you're right. Like confidence, head held high, you know, the way that they, you know, if they can hold a room, like for me, I'm very, very big on being social, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like, you know, and you know, we go out and we hold a conversation, we hold a table, we hold it, you know. So if someone can do that, like if I can leave my my partner in a room with like a bunch of my friends and she's all good, like man, that's really attractive to me. And I guess the first thing I look for though, you're right, is confidence and knowing what she wants. I think, you know, because for me, I'm at a point in my life where I don't really fuck around with games. You know what I mean? I don't want to like have this chase back and forth, like all this shit. Like, man, if you want me, you can't be turning up with anybody. But yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, so just come after it and get after it. Like, just tell me what you want. Let's not play games. Like, we're both adults, you know, and it is what it is. So, another question that we got here, who do you think should pay on the first date? So you meet a girl, ask her out. Like, let's say you ask her out, right? So the man asks her out. Yeah. Like, who do you think?
Do you want to go out for dinner? Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Let me know.
But yeah, who do you think should pay and why?
It's very interesting.
Watch yourself, boy.
She's paying.
Am I getting late?
Yeah, so ideally, if you're a guy and it just makes sense, right? If you know, ask a lovely lady out for dinner, or maybe, no, okay, we're going out to dinner then. If you ask her to take her out to dinner, you should pay. You should pay. But if it's sort of something where you guys,
let me rephrase that, right? So. You don't know, right, that you want something with this chick. You're just purely going to go there to just get to know her, to see whether there's anything there. But at this point in time, you're not pursuing her, you know?
Okay.
So what do you think?
So you split it.
Okay.
You split it. Because this is the thing. I feel like if you were to go out, take someone out for dinner, like, come out for dinner with me and stuff like that, and you pay. As a dude, you could feel like you owe me something. Whereas if you go 50-50, I'm also thinking from a girl's perspective, they'll be like, oh, if this guy's paying for my dinner, maybe he's expecting something from me.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
But the thing is, if you go 50-50, right, is that there's no holds anywhere. There's no contract to be like, oh, you owe me this, you owe me that. So if you go 50-50, you guys hit it off, sweet, like carry on. But if you're 50-50 and you guys just don't get along, there's no owing anyone. It's just, hey, like, we came here to date, see if there's chemistry there. There's not. Let's just split it and we, you know, go our ways. And then it's sweet. It's done, rather than being like, oh, fuck, like, you paid for dinner, took me out for drinks and stuff like that. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
He said to come out tonight. He said, what are you doing tonight? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? If you split it, sweet. Like, bang, you're all good. There's nothing there.
Okay. Yeah, look, man, I've always been just, I'll
up to the person though. Like naturally, I just like,
Yeah,
let me pay, man.
I've been that person, you know what I mean? And I'm always, even not even a date, man. Even if I'm catching up with friends, like I'm jumping to pay. But then I guess it comes down to that you know, if it's the right person, like, you know, as I said, like, you know, special people in my life right now that
They're an investment.
Yeah, well, they're fucking pushing me out the way to pay, you know, which, like, for me, that's great. But look,
happening another day.
2021, I was like that. 2022, right? All I'm gonna say
Changing.
is 100%. You know, like, so all I'm gonna say is, who should pay on the first date? Whoever's idea was to go on a date. All right, that's just plain and simple. Like if I'm gonna ask you out, right, then I'm gonna provide and I'm gonna do everything. You want to catch up with me? That's up to you, because you got to put the same. I ain't about chasing
all about
and shit
time,
like
man.
that. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't need to be there, but, you know, like, if you want me to be there, make it worth my while to make, you know.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll make
all
it
about,
worth your while too.
I'm all about that equality, you know.
Yeah,
And so, like, for me, if I'm saying, hey, you know, let me just be ready, I'll pick you up at fucking 5 o'clock or whatever it is.
I like that shit the same way.
Hey.
I like that shit the same way too. Like, I would be like, hey, let's go here. I'll pick you up at this.
Yeah,
thing.
you know, and then, like,
And sometimes it's nice when they go, hey, we're going out to dinner. Like,
of course,
be ready. I'm like, shit, I got my fucking school bag on. I'm ready to go, baby.
100%. And it's like, you know, if you're gonna do, even dinner, like, for me, first dates just ain't dinner. I don't like dinners for first date.
Nah.
Really, like, it's too
much.
People, that's such an old school thing, because, like, you were trying to really get to know someone to, like, fucking pretty much marry them.
It's
in, like,
the worst
2
place
weeks.
to get to know someone, bro. It's loud. People are talking. It's like, how do you?
Not even that,
to
man. It's the thing of, like, it's there's a little bit more psychology behind it, where if you're face to face with someone, right, and you're basically like, when you're face to face with someone, you're forced to talk to them, like, oh fuck, like, you know, like this, and you just start, like, you're really uncomfortable. What I like to do is like
he's looking at my lazy eye.
Which one? Nah. But nah, like, what I would like to do, like, is, you know, more do like a picnic or something like that, you know, like just some snacks or something on the Burleigh Hill. And if you're sitting side by side, you know, and looking at, say, a view or something like that, it gives you much more to talk about, as well as, you know, like, you guys feel like you're doing something together instead of, like, very confrontational, you know, over dinner. But I think, you know, for me, first date, I'm going to say whoever asks you to go on a date.
I like that.
But as a relationship, as a man, in, like, you know, in a relationship, I pay for dinner.
Yeah,
you know
I think
what
it just goes
like,
naturally tit for tat as well.
100%.
Like,
she does so much other
100%.
shit for me, like, you know, and, like, for me, like, it might not even be materialistic things, you know, it's more just keeping my mental, holding me down, all that sort of stuff.
That's
so, like,
more
fuck,
important,
man,
way more important.
Exactly. So money and paying for dinner and stuff like that, even buying her dinner, getting her stuff in the groceries, all that sort of stuff, like, that's just the least that I can do, you know, when you're committed to someone, you know.
Are you?
But yeah, look, I think it comes down to a maturity thing, man. Like, 100%. You know, like, it's definitely the maturity of the girl, and I guess and guys, you know, if you're a girl, and guys, but yeah, what they're really sort of after, you know, are they just after a free meal, or are they really after something to, you know, because, like, obviously, a girl said this to me once. She was like, I want to pay for dinner so that you owe me one. And I was like, what? Why would you want me to owe you one? Yeah, and then she was like, so I can see you again and you can take me out for the next dinner. And I was like, that's fucking cute, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? But, like, that's a good point. Like, you know, she pays, then, like, you sort of owe her, so you have to take her out to dinner again.
Yeah.
Like, you know, which is fucking fair play. But, yeah, maturity thing, man. Speaking of maturity, does age matter in a relationship? Any age. I'm talking, like, you're 27 and she's 47. Whoa. You were about to get her, like, yeah, man, she's like 35. Like, I'm in there. What about 47?
That's quite a difference.
So 20 years. Okay,
that's too much.
Does 20
so
years
I'm
matter?
just gonna respectfully not be committed to someone that's that much older than me. But the thing is, age doesn't matter, but man, I like older girls.
100%.
They turn me on.
Yep. Kink.
There's just something
That's
about
a full
that.
kink.
That's not even kink. That's love. That's love, baby. Nah, I do
She
love
was
it,
in
man.
love when you're in an itch in your father's jeans, bro.
Yeah,
Straight up.
that's all good. I still love it though. Nah, yeah, for some reason, but that's weird. Like anyone that ever seen and whoever I see is like recently has been like older than me, and then, like I just fuck, it's hot, bro.
What
It's
is it
hot.
about older?
That experience?
Yeah, okay.
They just know a little bit more. I'm like, I can really like learn from them.
In experience,
And they got that
in
better
experience
energy.
in a sexual way, or an experience in like just in general in life.
Both. So they're like, they're probably at the point where they're not playing games no more. So you know what's good. You know what I mean?
Well,
so
that's
if
what I
you
said, like a
if
girl
you're
that
here
knows what
with
she
me,
wants.
then like we ain't playing no games. Like that, it's just straight up and down. And if you want that smoke, then you come get it. Whereas if younger ones, it's just like, oof, they're just willy nilly. Like they're a different type of energy, but
Yeah,
they're just too, I guess, crazy,
yeah.
crazy.
No, I'm with you. On
Crazy,
that.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I like
So 20
Someone
years
older.
too much for you.
20 years too much, man.
What's
47.
What's the max
right now.
you'd go?
So
So say right now, like, what would be the max, I guess, that you would go up to? Would you go the same way younger? Like, what's the youngest you'd go? I'm just saying, what's the youngest you'd go?
20,
20? Okay.
20,
Yeah.
20. But at the moment probably 27 to 35,
Okay.
35,
Yeah.
35, 27, 35. So, yeah, and coffee dates recently has been someone older than me too. So, hope you're doing okay.
Hello. No, I
I'll
don't
cook
know.
you dinner
Like,
soon.
yeah, go and listen to the other podcast. See what that means. No, I don't know. Like,
What about you?
I
I'm
think,
interested.
Man, I've had some pretty decent age gaps in my time, man. Honestly, like, I think
One night of 47, yeah, let's go.
Hey,
Like that
One
age
night,
gap for like
yeah.
1 night, yeah, sweet.
Man, the thing is, these days, both with young and with old, like, you don't fucking know.
No,
Dude, like,
right, a 16-year-old looks 24.
dude, and like a 47-year-old looks fucking 31.
Mm.
Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But I don't know. Like, I think it depends on what you're trying to do. Like, you know, if I'm like, I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but like, everyone at the end of the day is still a person.
Yeah.
Right. And they still have great values, and there's still always the most beautiful, whether they're old or, you know, have aged a little bit, like, there's still something beautiful about everyone. So if someone's, say, 47 and they're 20 years older, then it really depends on that relationship that I have with that person, and I guess where I can see it going. Like, I was chatting to someone a few months ago that was like 38, 39. And, you know, I remember you said to me, it was like, you know, like, man, it just depends on where you want to go with that shit. Like, you know, and it really does, because at 47 years old, I'm probably not trying to settle down with someone, you know, because they've already settled down like 4 times. Yeah. But you know, like, I wouldn't be opposed to having some sort of relationship with them, you know, because it's all, again, you're right. It's saying that it's experience, you know.
Yeah.
As well as going the other way, you know, like if you're 19, 20, whatever, like, there's a reason why there are so many more diverse age gaps in today's world, because,
Yeah.
you know, it really depends on what you're wanting in your life at that point as a person. You know, if you're an older guy, like, say, if you're 42 and, you know, you just want something fresh and new and exciting, then yeah, of course a 22-year-old
money
girl.
too.
Yeah, of course
Money
a
talks a little
22-year-old
bit.
girl is gonna be your cup of tea, you know. So it's like, for me and you know, obviously, I see mature women as like a real plus, and it's such an attractive thing. Like, I'm fully open to it, you know, regardless of people's age, because I really do believe, like, age is a number. Like,
Yeah,
I've
100%.
always dated people that
it's
are older
just a
than me. I've
number.
had like maybe 2 or 3 instances where, you know, someone's been younger than me, and you're right. Like, you know, they just know, they know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
There's no like, oh, I gotta figure myself out. Oh, I gotta figure this out. Then I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, you know, they've already done that. They've been there, done that, and they're, you know, like, again, I run my life by myself. So it's very nice to have someone who's been there, done that, to come in and like sort of take care of you for a little bit. You know what I mean? Because they're good at that too. If you know what I mean. But yeah, so next one we got is, can a girl, this is going to be controversial as fuck. Can a girl / guy have friends that are of the opposite sex when you're in a long-term committed relationship? Oh, no, actually, let's just put it. You've been together with your partner for 6 months.
Yeah.
Can you have other friends?
100%.
Yeah?
Because I think there's a question after this which will be the opposite of what I think. Yeah, no, definitely, 100%. When you're younger, no, I was just like, nah, no way she can have boyfriends. I'll be like, fuck, she's fucking them.
Okay, yeah.
But that's the mindset you have when you're younger,
cool.
right? Like, nah, fuck that. Like, she can't have friends. Especially because you'll get jealous and shit, get insecure. But
starts more problems.
now when you stay, now it's just like, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
As long as I'm aware, like, of these people, it's not just like, oh, like.
What do you mean you're aware? Does that mean you get to
she's not just like, oh, I'm hanging out with a friend, but not telling me who it is.
Yeah.
Like,
do
that's sneaky
you have to
shit.
know these people too? Like,
No, I don't have to know them, but I'd like to meet them. I'd like to meet them.
Yeah.
Just be like, well, cool. Just see how they are and stuff like that. But yeah, 100%. Didn't used to. Now I'm just like, yeah, 100%.
Okay. All right.
What about you?
Well, look, from what you just said, like, I honestly wasn't expecting that, but like, I think that's no, not in that sense, but I just think it just really shows if you can say that, like, off the cuff, like that, what kind of relationship you really have with your girlfriends, you know, because I believe that it's a strong representation of, if someone doesn't trust you around girlfriends, that means that they're after that they're thinking that same thing with boyfriends.
Yeah.
Right? So if you have like a partner and she's like, nah, like you can't have girlfriends, that's because with her boyfriends, she's thinking about doing some shit that's a little bit, you know, probably not above board.
Because how I see it is that if you're not okay, and then say they've been actually friends for a long time, right? 2 or 3, so they have a really good relationship, and then you say, nah, you can't be friends with this guy.
Yeah.
She's straight away getting the feeling that like, oh, fuck, like you don't trust me or anything like that. So she's gonna be super cautious around it. She's not gonna, and then it can cause a little bit of chaos. You know what I mean? So that's how I see it. But it's as long as
I don't know. I look at it in the sense of like, when you get together with me, all the factors in my life and the aspects of my life are what you are falling in love with.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
So the minute you start chopping and taking
these things
all
away.
of these things away, that's going to change me as a person, and it's going to put some sort of resentment in there. There's obviously got to be boundaries. And again, I just think it really comes down to what and how you make that person feel. It's like what I said, like, you know, with situationships, like, you don't need to be like committed in a relationship or in a marriage or whatever the fuck it is. Like, you just got to let them know that, hey, like, you know, it's just the communication. Like, hey, I'm down for you. You're down for me. I ain't trying to fuck with no one else.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you don't type thing. So it's the same thing. It's like, you know, like actions speak louder than words. A lot of people can say, nah, she's just a friend, or nah, he's just my friend. But, you know, it really comes down to how you are when you're with your partner and, you know, how involved and open you are about the relationships. But I really don't think anyone should be subtracting any people out of their life unless there's previous history. Look, if there's previous history, it's a little bit of a case by case thing for me. Like if you're an ex-boyfriend or something like that, and you know you guys have been only friends for like over a year, sweet. I don't really give a fuck. But like if it's like, oh, you just broke up with him 3 months ago, you haven't really dated anyone since then, now you're dating me and he's still nah.
Yeah.
That's
no way.
Black flag,
I
baby.
can't, unfortunately, I'm complete opposite.
So,
I'm there. If
again,
that's the ex, I'm just like, nah, bro, because I know what it feels like to have an ex, and like, even if you're around them, there's
toxic,
still,
boy, it's toxic.
You know
toxic,
that
boy.
you're just like, fuck,
100%.
I used to clap those cheeks, man.
And you still want to, like, you know, because it's comfortable.
You've had that before, and it's just like, nah, 100%. you can't be friends with the ex.
Exactly. No, that's a good outlook. I think it's again, it's case by case, man. Like it really just depends on the person. But as I said, if they don't trust you, you should maybe look at them more closely than what you're doing, because chances are, cheater thinks like a cheater. You know what I mean? But look, going on that friends thing, as you said, can you just be friends with someone you've recently dated? Just friends, like no
dated, but not in a relationship.
Nah, you seriously dated, like
What is it?
like it's been at least like year and a half, 2 years with them. Like, can you just be friends, or is it? Do you think that's a possibility?
Nah, not for that amount of time, because you know them deeply.
Yeah,
and obviously a lot of intimacy and stuff like that. I see. I'm a certified lover boy. I mean, I'm a lover boy. That shit,
Drizzy Drake.
that owns me. That owns me, man. So nah, I just have to, like you said, if you go through a breakup, you just get as far away as you can. And that's how I'd treat it too. I just like, look, man, like, I still got love for you, but
so you don't think that there's any point maybe down the line that you guys could be friends, maybe? Possibly?
Case by case, again, very contextual.
Yeah.
There could be something down the line that you'd have to work together on something or something like that. But
for you, like,
for me,
what
nah,
I'm getting is
nah,
just like, nah, fuck that.
Case by case, but for me, no.
Okay. I don't know. Again, like, it's a tricky one, man, because I have had situationships or relationships where,
I think you're a different mindset. I think you could handle it better than me.
Yeah, because for me, once I turn off on a person, like, I'm off.
Yeah.
There's maybe only like one, maybe two of past, associates that I would go back, for a class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But other than that, man, like, once I turn off, like, I believe that I'm growing at such a rate that, I just grow out of you in the sense. And the only person, of course, those people continue to grow too.
Yeah,
but
100%.
The person that I knew and I fell for and that I was attracted to, like, that was that person. And now I've outgrown you. So, like, I can be friends with you, and, like, I care. Like, I know, like, one of my previous exes, like, even after, like, I knew she was toxic as shit, but, like, I still helped her and I still did things for her after, and, like, I never really expected anything back, and I didn't really, want anything, to be honest. Like, just to know that, I guess I'm at a point where I've moved on so far from that relationship that, like, I can be your friend, and I don't look at you like that.
A long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if it was a long time ago.
Yeah. Like, look, for me, 8 months removed, like, I think I'd be okay. Like, in being friends, and as, like, I have plenty of people that I've been entangled with, and they're now just, purely friends, and I don't see it going back to anywhere close to where we were. But
true.
I think it's all about the maturity and where you're at, because again, if you've both moved on and you're both really, really happy, there's no real reason for you to hold a grudge, man. I don't hate anyone in this world, and I'm not.
What
about
I hate
to start,
them is just like, I still have love for you, but just not that. It's different now.
It's one of those things where, like, it's way harder to try and ignore someone or worry about someone, or like, just put yourself in that situation than it is to just be like, hey, like, I'm gonna spread some good energy. I'm gonna talk to you. Like, if you need anything, like, I'm always here. Because chances are, man, like, there might be a situation, going back to what we said at the beginning of this podcast, like, there might be a situation in that person's life, where they might need something, and that something can only come from you.
Yeah.
And they've got to feel comfortable enough to reach out, even after a year or 2 years, and just be like, hey, like, I'm in a jam right now. Like, I need you. Like, are you able to, do this or help me out, or can I confide in you about this? So, like, that's the way I'm looking at it. Like, everyone deserves a second chance. Like, like, there's no I mean, third chance, let's talk about it. But like a second chance, man, like, you know, everyone makes mistakes. We're all human, and
not a second chance in terms of relationship, but a second chance in terms of like hanging out and
or even just, you know, like doing something for them, as I said. But look, speaking of like, you know, exes and stuff, can you give us what would be your take on giving some advice on how you would get over a breakup, especially after after ages, and like, you know, maybe like being single later on in life? Like, you know, like what do you do? Like, say you've gotten into a real long relationship, and, you know, now you're single. Like, what does that process look like for you to get over a loved one?
Yeah, well, it's going to take time. It's probably going to take a few months, and just, you know, just reflect on who you are right now and what you're going through, and just let it. You're not supposed to feel any certain way. You're going to obviously be sad and stuff like that, and just allow yourself to obviously find yourself after a break, especially if you've been with them for a while. It's going to take a lot of...
What does that mean to find yourself, like, you know, after...
Well, find yourself as yourself, obviously, because when you're with someone, you become half of them as well. So when that other half is taken away, then you got to really find yourself in terms of getting back to what means the most to you, focusing on yourself, because at the same time of going through a breakup, it's a time where things have to continue to move. You know, time doesn't stop, so you have to continue to move on, and allow yourself time to obviously figure out what's next for you, and whether it's back straight out there dating people and stuff like that, or you give yourself time to sort of get your compass back together and head in a direction that you now want to go after the breakup. So like you said, I think getting away from them as quickly as possible to really just get any contact with them away, in terms of like social media, number and stuff like that. If you can, I would just be doing that, just to get any contact with them, just away, and just spend time around people that you love and your friends and stuff like that, and just get back to finding what is going to be next for you as well. So yeah, it's quite hard, man. Everyone does it in their own different way.
Yeah, I was just going to say that it looks different for a lot of different people. You know, personally, I think you really got to, because the thing that fucks people up is the way that each breakup happens, right? So there's some people that will go out and they'll end the relationship, so they're a little bit more prepared for it. But what happens when, you know, one day you're the happiest girl or guy on earth, and then bang, next minute the rug just gets pulled out from you, and you're fucking just left, you know, deep in a bunch of hurt. So the first thing that you got to do is, I think, you really got to realize that life is going to go on regardless of whether this person is there or not. And you've got to try and figure out, to a certain extent, what you being by yourself looks like now. Because a lot of people try and get back to the place that they were, but you can't get back to the place that you was, because like that, you've grown so much, and, you know, you've introduced a whole nother entity into your life, and it'll never go back to the way it was. So you've got to try and figure out where the new you sits in the world. You know what I mean? And then from there, once you figure out, I guess, where you'd like to be, and where your happiness you think could end up, you got to work out what the little steps are, because, you know, it's never ever going to happen overnight. Nothing in this world happens overnight. Every big discovery, every building, every monument, everything takes time to build. And you know, your life and your happiness is a thing of beauty, just like that. So, you know, it's got to take brick by brick, step by step, and you just got to be comfortable with knowing that, like, as long as you're taking steps forward, that it'll be okay. And man, like the only thing I can say about it is life goes on. Like, there's been so many times in everyone's life where they're like, oh my God, you're the one. You are the one. You're this, that. And then now you're in another relationship, and then you know that one ends, and you think that life is over and rah-de-rah, and you'll never find love. But then man, like it's all about finding yourself as a person, because once you find yourself, and you're whole and you're comfortable with being, you know, with your own company, then only someone can come in and enhance your life. So,
and the funny thing about that is that when you're not chasing it and you're really focused on yourself, that's when it gets put in your life. So it's the same with breakups, bro. It's just like, okay, get away from that, focus on yourself.
It's like
and then all of a sudden, it's just like, wow, this person. That person's either there to teach you another, like, something to learn about yourself, or, you know, that could be the one. So just get back to
and everyone comes into your life for a reason, you know, like, and some people, you think that they're the one, but they were really just there to teach you a lesson, like you just said. So, I think you've got to set your time frames, because, as I said, life goes on, time continues to tick. So, you know, maybe give yourself, so normally if something bad in my life happens, I'm different in that sense, where I give myself, whether it's 9 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock in the morning, I give myself that day to go to sleep. And when I wake up the next day, my mindset is, look, life is going on regardless of whether I'm feeling shit, whether I'm crying, whether I'm happy, whether I'm sad, whatever, life is going to go on. So when I go to sleep, that's it. That's my last sort of self-pity, or, you know, that's it. So when I wake up in the morning, man, we're getting on with life, because no one makes me. No one's more important than me. And regardless of how long you spend with that person, or how much they told you, or what lies they fed you, or whatever it is, or how much they did for you, like, no one is above you, because it's your life and it's your world. So you just got to keep going and just, you know, set your time frames. I'm going to allow myself this time to, you know, whether it's 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, you know, to grieve, or to feel like shit. Because everyone, look, humans do like to fucking stay in bed for 2-3 days, not talk to the world, watch sad movies, listen to sad songs. Like, it's one of the things that we just love for some reason to do. But you got to really set a time frame to say, okay, well, after that morning, I'm going to get up, I'm going to go for a walk, I'm going to get out there, I'm going to go for a coffee. And, like, look, you know, dating and things like that, because people find it really, really hard to time that as well. It's like, you know, how do I know when I should get out there and go back to dating and stuff like that? I just believe that that's something that will come naturally. Like, you don't have to go out on a date, because if you're right where you need to be as far as your energy and as far as your person, then someone will just come up to you and approach you. And that's how you'll know that you're ready. You know, when you're trying to run away from something, that's probably, you know, like you said, when you're not looking, that's when it comes out. And, you know, usually when you're not looking is when you're actually good internally. So I think that's, you know, that's sort of the way that I would look at it. You know, another one of the questions we've got here is it actually a thing that guys do not approach a good-looking girls because they are too intimidated, so they go for something or someone that's less intimidating?
Man,
shit, that's
that's an interesting one.
It is.
But I think I told you a while ago, I'm not really intimidated by no one. Not in terms of girls anyway. I legit think I could get anyone. That's my mindset.
Nice. My guy.
Yes. Because, I don't know, it might sound a little bit cocky or arrogant, but I feel like I can get anyone. But obviously, that's the thing. Like, I feel like, and that's a mindset. If you don't think you can get anyone, you're not going to get anyone. You know what I mean? So you have to be confident in the way that, like, you know, you got something that adds value to them. So, nah, I don't think so. Not for me. But at the same time, I think I could get one. I'm not super intimidated. I don't think I'm actually intimidated. I'm more intimidated by, like, really smart people. I feel like real, like, lost around really smart, intellectual people in terms of things that I don't understand. Like, I get intimidated. I'm like, oh fuck, like, I'm really out of my comfort zone. But in terms of girls, I'm just like,
so what would it be? I guess, like, you know, like, let's break down that question. What would be the intimidating thing?
Yeah,
about
being rejected,
someone,
right? been rejected.
Well, is it their looks? Like
yeah, so someone was like, she's super hot, but if he was to go to someone that maybe wasn't
No, but what I'm trying to say is, like, what would be the okay, she's an amazingly beautiful girl. What about that makes you not want to go after her? Isn't that the reason that you'd want to go after her, that she's super incredibly beautiful?
Yeah, 100%. But the question was, is it true that guys will go up to go up to the pretty, like the most prettiest or beautiful girl,
good-looking girl,
and go
yeah.
for someone else because they're maybe not so good.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, what about someone's beauty intimidates you?
Yeah,
Or
no one.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I love it. You know, I'm like, she's the most beautiful girl on the planet.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I'm thinking. But I think for dudes, it's like, fuck, I don't want to get rejected. You know what I mean? So maybe they'd have a better chance.
You've probably got to see yourself as a less than attractive person to have that mindset.
That's what I mean. And
a lot of the times when you think that about someone, it's because you think less of yourself. See, because for me, like, look, I'm not like fucking Brad Pitt, but, you know, like, I don't really see myself not on anyone else's level. Like, you know, like, I think in my life, I probably get more judged because, you know, I'm well looked after, I'm well groomed, whatever it is. Like, I'm a handsome guy, but like, I do, man, I really do. Like, I get called a player, I get called a fuckboy, I get called all this shit.
Yeah, I've heard all that shit before.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's like, what is it about? I can't help that. You know,
well, you're good looking. They assume that you get heaps of girls.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. So it's like, is that the reason? Because you think that, you know, an attractive girl has got
heaps of guys on,
105
and that's the thing, she will.
Like,
but that's the thing. She just got broken up with someone that's a fucking drug dealer or some shit. You know what I mean?
One man's trash is the next man's
she's not
treasure,
feeling
bro.
10 out of 10. It might be your lucky night,
trash.
but I love it, bro. That's the thing about women is that when someone's like really good looking, like especially naturally, if they can do it naturally as well, like that's super. I don't find that intimidating. I find that inspiring.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, the world has been blessed.
See, one thing that I've learned, especially from like moving over here, like to the GC and things like that, and like, you know, you hear it all the time, but you really learn about how important a person's substance is when you move to a place like this.
Because they're all good looking.
Everyone's beautiful. Everyone's a fucking model. Yeah. Everyone's like a 10 out of 10. It really comes down to when they open their mouth and when their actions speak for themselves, you know. So as I said, like, you know, I'm just lucky that, you know, special people in my life are both of those things, but you know, they've got to have a really, really good personality, a really strong
100%.
one. They've got to be able to connect with you on because, man, look, you could be fucking, as I said, Brad Pitt. You could be fucking Megan Fox.
It doesn't matter if you can't connect like that.
If you can't connect on a verbal and an intellectual and an emotional level, like, then that means fuck all. That means that you're going to have a great couple of nights, but you know,
and unfortunately that's what happens most of the time, right?
Exactly. But look, guys, I don't think.
I think it's more intimidation, like being rejected and stuff like that. I feel like for them, it would be like, okay, if she's not as good looking, I have more of a chance for her to say, oh, yeah, I'll fuck with you.
Okay, but do you not apply for a job because you're scared you're going to get rejected? No. You just go for it, don't you?
Yeah, it's different with girls, though.
Why?
This ain't no job application, baby.
It is. Fucking looking after a mate is a job, isn't it?
Yeah, but not in the sense of like intimacy and stuff like that. Because they're not gonna.
I just think, like, I just don't believe that should even have something to do with it, because everyone in this world today, like, what people need to realize is everyone looks the fucking same, right? It's the amount of effort that you put into yourself to look different that makes people perceive you as different, right? Because if Auntie rolled out of fucking bed and came straight from, like, you know, in her PJs to the pav, no one's going to look at her the same as whether she spent 2 hours doing her makeup. And it's the same with me. If I rolled out of bed and went to work or wherever I go, like, you know, if I'm not all like hair done, you know, nice iron shirt, all that sort of shit, I'm not going to come across the same. You know, and I probably wouldn't feel the same because I didn't look like that. You know, so I really don't think, especially in a world like today, that's where a lot of the issues is like you just judge like
You
people
just think you assume.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Look,
man, you don't know
just-
until you ask.
just judge. It's okay to judge people, but
Oh,
judge
you're always
in
gonna
your
do it.
head.
Yeah.
You have to judge in your head and look, confide in people and talk. Like if I saw someone and like I thought something or judged something about them, I'd talk to you about it because I can confide in you and you know exactly the way I think. You know what I mean? But like, I don't think that should actually change your opinion or that perception of that person. You know what I mean?
That's so perfect. Yeah, so that's the thing about the world at the moment is that you're judging.
All fake, bro.
It's
so
all
fake.
judging. You're like this, you're scrolling
Like
and
the
stuff.
gram-
Like you're all
the gram
judging.
is
You're just
literally just
judging all the
fucking-
time, and that's why it's just like if you just don't know until you know the person.
Exactly.
Understand the person, why they do these things. Once you understand, you'll be like, oh, I can't believe I actually thought.
Because we said this a
about
couple
them.
of episodes ago when it was like, you know, remember when I said like, you know, like you might see someone for the first time and they're
They do
being
something
like really,
exactly-
really obnoxious or whatever it is. But then, you know, when you actually get to one-on-one with them or whatever it is, you realize like, oh, fuck, like,
It's a moment, man.
how did I even think you were an asshole?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, well, you're still an asshole, but look, I like you. You
you're
know,
a nice asshole.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, you know, I don't think that intimidation via looks, intimidation via verbal and intellect, like what you said, that's definitely a thing. Because I can,
like,
you know, you can
ooh.
make people feel really, really small by
Yeah.
the things that you say and the things that you do. But, you know, like seeing someone, you know, you see it all the time. Like, look at fucking like Kim Kardashian, for instance. Like, she is like one of the most attractive people, you know, by community standards. But like, I think she's sort of like a little bit dumb. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not intellect. She's not
Well, she
intellectually.
studies law and shit now, doesn't she?
Yeah, but she's not intellectually, I guess, intimidating.
But you don't know because you've never talked to her.
Exactly.
You only see the facade, right?
So that's me.
And that's the thing, it's marketing, right?
Exactly.
At the same time.
So that's me making that, I guess, that
Yeah.
judgment and confiding in you.
Because
and
I'd
then-
have the same assumption, but then at the same time, like, I'd like to sit down.
But then when you get to meet her, it's like, you know, like you'd have to go in with an open mind. Like it's like
100%.
me and Kanye West. Like I see
see.
with him, I don't really fuck with him.
Yeah.
Right. But then when if I ever got to meet him, I'd be like, okay, share with me what's in your mind. Like, you know, like tell me about you because man, it's what's in here and what's up there that
100%.
really, really makes a person. Like, you know, you could be, as I said, you could be Megan Fox. But if your personality is bad Barbie, then fuck, I don't want you. You know what I mean? Like, that's. I guess I'm just being real. Like, look, you know, it is what it is. That's the way I look at it. But look, we got one more question before we get into the closing of it. But here we go. What is so good about the chase? Ooh, like once you got a girl and they are nothing but amazing, why do guys/girls feel like they need to move on to another target? Ooh. All right, Dr. Phil, hit me.
I ain't Dr. Phil, but it's
What do you?
it's a base of the man. You know, the man is supposed to pursue. He's supposed to hunt. You know, it's in us. That's who we are as men. But the chase is because it's exciting. It's just like, especially if you're someone that really likes achieving things and stuff like that. But I don't fully understand it. For me, it's just shows me that I'm good at like being able to, you know, talk to influence someone in a certain way to be like, hey, I like this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But naturally,
Okay,
it depends,
so
man.
do you find someone like, let's say, you know, do you find
to
someone?
be honest,
and do
I'm
you
sort
just
of like
go-
you, bro. I do not chase. I do not chase.
100%.
I'm only going to chase so much, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to chase in the sense that
You're
you
gonna
excite me.
dangle
Yeah,
carrots in front of them.
I'm interested. So, you know, in a certain way, okay, I'm going to chase, but I'm going to get to a certain point where it's just like, you know, I want to know what you're about, just to understand enough about you, just sort of where you'd sort of fit
really
with
gotta
me.
get-
But then at the same time, I'm like, I'm the catch. I'm the catch here. Like, if you really want it, like, I'm only going to come so far. Like, you know, I'm really on my shit right now. So don't think I'm going to be chasing you. So don't be playing these games with me like you're going to play hard to get, because if you get to that point, I'm just like, sweet, like you're not the only one in this world. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's hard, yeah. Because I think when I was younger, bro, like I would chase.
You ain't the only fish in the sea, bitch.
100%. Like I'm not gonna like. I would used to, bro, and I'd be like, fuck, I need this girl. She's the one. She's the one.
Go.
But like, I'm the only one
Yeah,
I need.
boy,
you know what I mean?
no.
So, and then naturally you give that vibes. So I think they would probably find that more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like maybe I don't know what a girl's mindset is like in terms of that. But I'd like to know. But yeah, man. Like I'm gonna chase in a certain way because I'm interested in you. I like the way you are as a person. I see how you treat everyone. You're lovely. Yeah, you've only been good to me. So let me see. But I'm only gonna get to that point.
Let me bring you home for dinner.
I'm only gonna see. I'm only gonna see. Well, that's
if you got those red toenails for the bro, he's good.
If you get past that hurdle, and a lot of girls have been tripping, so yeah, bro. Like I'm gonna chase a certain extent, but I'm only gonna get to a point where I'm like, yeah, like it's up to you, man.
I like it, bro. I like
Takes two to tango, and I'm a dancer, so that's salsa, baby.
You can't listen to this, goddamn.
What about you? Because I know you're similar. Because you're gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
I don't chase.
Nah. For me, look, if I'm gonna answer the question, I think you hit it on the head. At the start is like, you know, it's ingrained in us. You know, ever since we're children, you know, we have always wanted the toy, and then once we get the toy.
I want that.
We play with it for a little bit and then we fuck it off. You know what I mean? Like, so it's exactly the same concept. And yeah, I think it's one of those things where, you know, if you are like, what is the chase? You know, the chase is
pursuing someone to get them to pack them in, and then
well, that's it. You know, and then I guess it's really, see, what people don't realize is it's really you that stops the chase.
Yeah.
Right? Because once you get it, quotations, like once you get it, then you stop chasing. It's not the chase doesn't become exciting anymore, it becomes boring. It's you, the chaser, that stops chasing because you think you've got it. But that's where people fail, is when you think that you've got someone and you think you don't have to do anymore and you don't have to be that person that you were being when you were making this person fall in love with you. That's when the whole relationship fails.
It changes, bro. They're like, well, this is not the same person.
This is not the same person.
You were buying me flowers. It's like, don't
would
start hot like that.
Exactly.
You build a great relationship.
Start how you want it to continue, you know? But there's got to be, I understand that, you know, you've got to do certain things to impress a female or a male, you know, that are out of your normal comfort zone and out of your normal routine. But like, you really got to balance it out to the sense where they're not expecting that when you are in a committed relationship, because that's when you hear, you don't take me out, we never talk anymore, you don't do this, you don't do that. It's like, well, fuck, I was doing that to get you, but now that I've got you, like, I feel like I don't. But that's where people, as I said, that's where people go wrong. So I think that's a great question, but I'm going to attack it from a, you know, like a different angle. It's like, you know, like the chase should never really, really stop. Like it really should be your mission. As I said, relationship, there is a little bit of science to it. So you've got to figure out ways to keep it hot, you know, to keep. How do you keep your, you know, how do people keep their championship goals alive? You win the same fucking championship every single year.
But the path is different.
Exactly. The path to it is different. The growth is different. The end goal, and to have more and more years. As I said, you know, having 2 years with someone and having 20 years with someone, that's a fucking goal. You know, that's a difference, and that's going to give you a lot more satisfaction. So, look, yeah, I do believe that's a thing, but, you know, sometimes it's the chaser and that needs to really look at themselves and be like, okay, well, why did this get boring? Why? Because you stopped fucking chasing. You know, like, because in order for there to be a chase, someone has to be running from you. Yeah. You know, and if you stop chasing, they stop running. So they become, in your eyes, boring, or you get bored or whatever. And that's something I've only figured out just recently, man, to be honest. Like, I used to be one of those people that I'd be like, oh, I got bored, so like I packed her in. So, but like, you know, like it's really, I realized it was down to me, because I felt like I got content and I felt like I had won that chase and won that race. So, Yeah, look, it's definitely something that I believe that every single question we've asked today, if you really look at the reflection of what you're thinking or what that person's thinking, that's how they are treating that situation. You know, because like that's how you treat another person is a direct reflection on how you feel about yourself. And I'm a strong, strong believer. So if I think I look fantastic when I wake up and I leave the house in the morning, the first thing I'm probably going to say when I get to work, when I see the first person is, hey, you look great today. Well done. I really like that.
I know too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Exactly. So, yeah, look, that's a good question, but I really just think that that's not really a thing. The chase is never over unless you want it to be over, you know. But, look, we got one more question to, I guess, or one more topic to just end the podcast, and it's a really good one to end it. Feel good. But, Ethan, what does being rich mean to you?
What does being rich mean to me?
Like, what is rich to you? You know, like, is it money?
Nah, it's not money.
Not money?
Nah, it's not money. Rich to me right now is being as healthy as possible, building the best relationships possible, surrounding myself with people I truly love, and they love me for who I am and who I'm trying to become, which is obviously the best person that I can be. And being rich is waking up and knowing that you've got all of that. Obviously, having the money to do the things that you want to do is obviously important and part of being rich, but to really being rich is, I think, I sent it to you at the start of the year, was having a calm mind, a fit body, and a house full of love.
Yeah,
that's what really means being rich. And I've been thinking about it, I was like, man, I've been so rich for my whole life, but it's only taken me like this last year to really understand that I have been rich.
Yeah, that's a crazy, crazy emotion.
Don't get me wrong, I want to be wealthy in the sense of having financial freedom, which I probably haven't got yet, but I am rich though. Don't get me wrong, I'm so rich right now, and yeah, it's crazy, man. You grow up thinking it's all these things, and I'm just getting richer and richer.
Yes,
I'm getting richer and richer.
Boy.
So yeah, that's what rich means to me. What about you?
For me, it's more to do, like, I was the person who asked that question, actually. I was talking to her about it, and, you know, she put it, you know, like her definition, I guess, of being rich, I'll just read it real quick, was having time freedom, time to do what you want, run your own schedule, being financially stable so you can enjoy life, being able to travel, work from anywhere rather than being tied down to one place. So that's being rich for her. Like, for me, I'm very, very similar, but for me, it's just it's having freedom in every aspect, being happy with yourself in and out. I think that's that's where it all starts.
Yeah.
Being happy internally and externally, and just always having something to look forward to. You know, because things to look forward to are placed there by you. So that means you've already put in some sort of work to get that opportunity. You know, so I just think, just always being able to wake up in the morning and want to get after a new day because you know that there's some exciting things coming, and just having the ability to spend your time. See, for me, being rich is all about time.
Yeah.
And
how
you spend your time, if you can spend it doing what you love, not what you want or what you need, but what you love, you know, and what you're passionate about. That's being rich for me, you know. Like, if I can spend my time, you know, doing this podcast, doing, going to the gym, going to the beach, listening to music, writing and doing stuff with music, you know, like, and doing all these things that I really, really adore and admire. That's the thing for me. It's not being confined to a routine and not being forced into doing anything that I maybe want to do, but also have to do. You know, so yeah, being rich is going to be, you know, how you look at it.
How you look at it, yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think that's a pretty good way to look at it.
Crazy. Well, that's a great way to finish the podcast. First one back. We got plenty to come this year, and we can't wait to see where this thing goes.
Look, a couple of weeks ago we did, a few weeks ago now, but 2 episodes ago we did, one where girls were too scared to ask guys some questions, so we asked them for it. But boys, we need your help on the next one. So next week we're gonna run to the boys and ask them some questions that they are too maybe not afraid, but that they want to know about you ladies. And you know, we're going to see exactly what we can come up with, and we're going to do I guess from our point of view, ladies, you know, we're going to ask you some questions and put you on the stand. So, yeah, man, like we're looking forward to that one. But, yeah, it's been a really, really good episode, bro. Take us out.
All right, let's go.
Hey, what would you do if I was rubbing my hand on you?
I love this shit. Tory Lanez.
Satisfy my
body.
Specify,
honey.
baby, yes, tonight.